Where you watching that Jordan Peterson shit?
What's going on, y'all? It's Bengi. I got Caliber Chris. You can't, you know what I'm saying? For some reason, you got to come in the video pause. And so it's like,
What up?
all right, we about to do some reaction videos. This is the first one we're doing. Is about Jordan Peterson. It says, become a real woman before it's too late. So yeah, we talk about y'all. All right, here it goes. 1 second. Y'all can talk about us. I turn the comments off, but you understand. Subscribe, send a message, or get on my LinkedIn, Bengi. Give me an inbox. You understand? Come on.
Most people have jobs and not careers. And
start there. What do you think about that?
They aren't following what they wanted to set out to do when they were younger. They're just stuck in a job.
What you mean by that?
They lost their passion. They lost their goals.
I can't wait till I get like academics on this shit. Just put all them shits on the screen. There you go. Oh, he go. Oh, he think outside because there ain't none.
even in those jobs that might be regarded as careers, much of the work that's done is job-like. Imagine the noblest aim that you can conceptualize and then sacrifice your life to attempting to attain it.
What you think? Find the noblest aim you can think of and sacrifice your life to obtain it. Some of us go to school for 30 years, work for free for 6 years, whatever the fuck long, and then they a doctor, and then you can't tell them shit for the rest of their life. This nigga talking about my never mind. This we gonna stay on topic. That had nothing to do with this completely different video. But what do you think?
You gotta put all your eggs in one basket, and you gotta devote all your time and attention towards that goal.
Bro, you gotta go deeper than that, bro. I'll just do this shit myself, bro. Come on, what are you thinking? Like,
That's
this is
exactly what I think.
This is a place you can showcase your fucking mental.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
exactly what he's.
It's not entertainment. This is a mentality driven. I told you, this channel, once this shit pops, it's gonna pop off of organic alignment. It's not gonna be no promotion. I'm not spending no money on that shit. None of that. I'm gonna tell, hey, if I feel a certain vibe from you, hey, fuck with my channel. Fuck with this part of my channel. The music is gonna be put out on here, all that shit. That's already distributed, licensed, all that. It's already taken care of. I'm talking about the personal part. Like this part, and this ain't even from me. Truth be told, this is from our artists. I'm gonna be 40 one day, and I'm not gonna maybe be talking about the same shit. But I had to put them in my place and show them the steps I walked while I walked them, and then reveal the steps I already walked that you don't even know I took. The path that you don't even understand. Like, so yeah, that's the purpose of this shit. This particular part, when I have like the reaction videos, when I have the blogs, podcasts, they're all gonna be separate. I put them all 001 on purpose. I didn't put like 002, 003. No, I didn't even. I saw the vision of at least 300 or at least 100 some hundreds of videos per department, and then my kids can look at this shit and be like, all right, cool. Like I know what to do. This is the blueprint. This is what the fuck he did this shit, and then you put, let's say, 3 hours worth of vlog time of your day. You spend an eighth of your day every single day, bro. You're gonna cut your workload to 1/8 of your life, and you're gonna just. But anyway, we're not talking about that. I'm gonna set up my Patreon. I'm gonna do the business building blocks today. I'm done bullshitting with the Patreon shit. I'm gonna do that shit, and then transition that to this, or transition this to that. Give me different layers of interpretation, different layers and depths of my overstanding. I saw that shit yesterday. Motherfuckers understand the shit, but there's so much they don't understand. If you understand it, you see the whole picture, top to bottom. So this is Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. He's a college professor that just started taping his shit. Somebody started taping it, it popped, and then he started like having somebody tape it. Smart ass dude. Smart. I've been watching him for years. He's smart than a bitch, but now I can comment on some shit. I have a different viewpoint where I might have just reacted and tried to interpret. Now I can actually think about and interpret. Not necessarily. I just said the same shit. I kind of treated myself. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Interest in the good mother archetype? Well, that's a good question. I think it's a good question in part because it isn't really obvious to me that young women in our society are told the truth about what their lives are likely to be like. You know, they're taught both explicitly and implicitly that their primary interest will be in the pursuit of a dynamic career. And there's some real problems with that. The first is that the proportion of people who will have a dynamic career in the technical sense is actually quite low because most people have jobs and not careers. And even in those jobs that might be regarded as careers, much of the work that's done is job-like. I mean, the reason that people pay you to have a job is often because you're required to do things that you wouldn't do if you weren't being paid. And so we glamorize the role of career and confuse jobs with careers and assume that most people are going to end up with high-end careers. And then we also assume that most people, even those who are qualified to have high-end careers, are actually the sort of people who would like to have high-end careers if they could. And that's also often not true. So, for example, I've worked very intensely with a large population of female lawyers, usually partners at large law firms, very, very successful women, usually very attractive, very intelligent, extraordinarily conscientious, and the sort of people who were...
I'm gonna stop there. Just from messing around in the music business, the entertainment business. I was in my first movie commercial when I was like 5-6 years old. I used to get paid like $50 a day when I was a kid, like to do these little movie parts. That shit's robbery now that I know the business. 1 second, not 1 second, but like a third of an ad is $50 on a bad scale. I'm charging $400 for a 5-second ad. So I know motherfuckers was getting whacked. The casting director took like 80% of our shit. Like, but it's cool. It was the opportunity. It was building the portfolio. So don't get it confused. If you don't have no portfolio, but you got this title, we all know how you got there. Like, you understand? Like, trust me, just from the industry, like, I had like 20 followers on my new account. Like, this was like, I just got hip to Instagram. Played my first single out, broadcasted my little like good music contract deal, whatever. 20 some followers, motherfuckers with K's and checks, all that. Motherfuckers is, I can't put that on a newspaper, those DMs. So it's like, what we can say, you just want me because I'm next type shit. I didn't turn out to be next, but I'm coming up. And it's like, I'm not even, I know how deep I can swim in those waters. I know there's no fish in those waters. So why am I, you know what I'm saying? Why I get a boat, a rod, worms, all that shit. I didn't come there to swim and there's no fish there. So what the fuck am I doing out there? That's why I was telling bro ass, like, he actually got it. He actually did the smart thing. He did the business shit, wrote the song, he didn't do the other shit, but he doing this right now. But he found time to go do what he wanted to do instead of having me talk him into doing this shit. And hopefully it turns into me not having to talk him into do this shit, him pulling up on me on some, hey, come outside shit. Like, he has the Wi-Fi type shit. So then he can just be like, hey, I'm outside type shit. Like, because then it's every day. Like, we built this shit every day. 2016, 2017. Then we went our separate ways. I became a manager for the H2A shit. Like, so then his role went from like senior partner to now engineering. Now it's beat maker. And I went from executive, chief and office owner, all those titles to manager. So you sit on the side a little bit, feel the water, get the tempo of the city, align yourself. Because everybody thinks you can do everything. They're going to expect you to do everything.
You're going to need a hand sooner or later. You're going to need someone to help brace the impact, but also guide you, lift you up.
You know why I didn't tag you in this video? Because it's not equal right now. I didn't tag you. I didn't put caliber. I shot you out. I'm going to do that. I shot you on songs, you know what I'm saying, all that other shit. But I didn't tag you right here in the metadata because, like, I'd only do that with someone who's bringing the same amount of shit with me. Like, if he had a camera, all that shit, then cool, we swap, put our tags together. But I'm done just building motherfuckers. Like that shit, it sounds petty. I know him since preschool, kindergarten, so it sounds petty, but it's like, no, I had to get used to that. If I can do it to him, I can do it to all of these niggas. Like, back to the fucking thing. But back to the women about this shit and those high-end careers and all that shit. This girl was making $25 an hour as an intern at an accounting firm. I found out what the fucking accountant meant afterwards. Like, I didn't know what an accountant was code name for I'm sucking dick for $25 an hour. Is that worth it to you? Like that sounds good for a college person. Yeah, that's a bag for a regular person. But think about it. Like they had the question Joe Budden shit is like, what do you compromise your morals for? 500 million? Joe's like, no, I can earn that. I can earn 500 million at the bottom. That's like, I'm pissed if I end up with 500 million. My app itself is gonna do 500 million this first year. Fuck are you talking about? I'm not gonna compromise myself, take the short road. That short road is short. That's the whole. No one puts that. It's the first layer. It's the first layer. I'm about to do a whole Patreon shit about the first layer. You realize the first layer, your lens, you see the whole world different. The short road is a short road. So unless you built for that, unless you know I'm gonna fuck this girl, block, and then never see her again, and dog ass when I see her in public, if you're not ready to do all that dumb shit, then don't try and have a one night stand. You can fuck a bitch on the first night, but if your intentions are to see her again, then you just proved that you know how to maneuver. And now you're gonna get used to this beat down. The fuck, like, no, this is something you can text me about now. Now we just open another door in our relationship. Now there's sexual energy over our conversation instead of stepping on eggshells and not trying to be that person. So don't get confused when you get these hot titles and all. I asked this one lawyer chick at a wedding this year just to spend one fucking month out of her whole life on a friend she knows since 14 years and plans to know them for the rest of her life because she's the one that put them together. I said, spend one fucking month out of your day writing a 50-page book, how to get through medical school, how to get through law school and be a lawyer or an attorney because she's at a firm. Lawyers are independent contractor freelancers. Attorneys are with firms backed by corporations. So I said, you achieve that level of partnership, tell everybody else for the rest of the time every year at a price point how to do what you did. And then donate 10% of that profit to the bride and groom. Since you didn't do nothing but fight in Vegas for the bachelor party. We had it together. They didn't do nothing. You didn't bring no gift. I brought a gift. I missed my flight and they made another flight to go. I recorded half of the shit, took pictures half of the shit. Looked stupid until they asked me what I was doing, and I told them who I was. And then the family and the mom, I got consent from the mom and the dad. I don't need, like I told you yesterday, I don't need fucking permission from the 5-year-old. If the pops and the moms said that I don't have to take my shoes off, the 5-year-old is not gonna fucking tell me to take my shoes off. Like it's not gonna happen. You could tell me, I'll hear it and then learn to channel you out. Like I give everybody an open ear. I don't give you 2 ears every time if you're not demanding 2 ears. And I'm damn sure not giving you brain space. I don't have enough. I run. This is limited. You got to get some. Like my phone is back. I can't. I'm trying to back this shit up. I can't back it up right now. Blah, blah, blah. So it's like literally, God is pushing my back to the wall for a reason. He's slowing me down for a reason. I was driving around all last year with dirty license. I didn't get stopped one time. God has a reason, so I'm not gonna spit in his face and piss on him. I'm not driving. There's 8 cars in the driveway. I'm not driving one of them. Like, I literally will sit still and waste my fucking 24 hours consciously, like sitting in my bed, trying to get on my YouTube, that's why I said I'm gonna turn the process to my best friend. Because when I'm bored or some shit, and then like you can't make it or nobody can make it, whatever, cool, I'll make content and stack this content. So don't get it fucked up. Niggas like me, niggas like him, he was in the military, he's doing the music shit, he got 30 hours worth of beat. I see through you. I know what it takes to get. We at the same level, but you're not built up. You took the elevator.
A lot of people have to understand patience doesn't just mean sit around waiting for your time.
It's aggressive patience.
It means honing your skill too.
In the meantime, so while you're at that bullshit job, don't listen to fucking music and shit unless you're a musician. And you shouldn't even be listening to other niggas shit. You be listening to your shit or beats.
Exactly. When I was working in Wendy's, nigga, I was working the motherfucking
Fuck
cash register and the fucking fries and shit, but I still had my earpiece on.
Fuck all that. When I was at McDonald's,
I was like, what?
no,
okay.
I brought my
I still
speaker.
writing my lyrics and shit.
I brought the speaker. I turned their shit off. I brought my speaker, played my shit, advertised my. That's why I got Fresco. Like, oh, you fresh. They call me Chico. I was like, I'm not Chico. I'm not a little boy. Like, no, grown as hell. They're like, what do you want us to call you then? I was like, I'm fresh. They call me fresh. And I didn't want to. I wasn't Bengi like that. This is what funded Bengi. People would run away call me Bengi, but I wasn't Bengi. I wasn't industry Bengi. I had nothing that you could just pull up and see, much less scroll through. So I know, bro. My story has substance. That's why I'm not scared of this pussy nigga. I'm gonna bring it up because I'm on it. This pussy nigga think you bigger than the mob. You gonna introduce me to one of your big homies that's one of my homies, and you older than me. But how do I hang out with older people on purpose? I hang out with young people and older people. The fuck am I gonna learn from my peer? We can contribute to a product, but what the fuck you gonna teach me that I don't already fucking know? I was outside when I was 13. The fuck, my dad was gone for 7 years. The fuck? 3 out of 4. Used to breaking bread. Used to driving to fucking Walmart 2-3 hours on a bicycle to get milk and food, and then fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards and baseball cards and shit from my brothers. What did I get from me? Maybe I got a pack from me and some candy, some Reese. But that fucking was a 4-hour trip because I'm trying not to spill the milk. I'm trying not to fucking drop the cards. I'm trying on handlebar. Fuck are you talking about? Walking to fucking work in 4 o'clock in the morning in the snow. I really did that shit. Fucking driving a bicycle before I had to walk, and then the front tire falling off while you on FaceTime with a bitch you trying to impress. What the? She already accepting you for you. You on a bicycle, nigga. You not in school. You working at McDonald's. She just like your personality, nigga. You making it hard, nigga. Your bicycle just broke in front of her, nigga. Like Lily from the dude from the gas station tried to pull up on Shorty with the bicycle. She said, if I was even ready, you couldn't come. Like my rules, I don't even approach a bitch unless I'm ready. I got a good girl right now. She's thugging with me, but we was spending $1,600 some dollars on a 2-bedroom house in Chicago for a year with no late payments, no nothing. We had everything cool. We could have done some shit, 2-bedroom in Indianapolis for $700, but I had to go sacrifice that $1,000 a month plus car. All that, that's just the housing. I had to sacrifice that $1,000 a month, 12 bands a year, half of a motherfucking salary a year. I spent on living, not even living, just maintaining. Since I was 18, talking about I don't have money. You got to have money to spend money. You spend money on your lifestyle. You adjust what your lifestyle is going to be based off of the money you want to make, based off the money you willing to work for, based off the formula you put together to get the money together. The fuck?
A lot of this shit is music funded, money funded through the years and hours of doing this shit. So that's what comes with it, you know. Once you get a little lightheaded in the tunnel, yeah, you'll get graced by the sunlight and the sun rays and stuff like that.
But imagine your bitch is a hybrid. Imagine your bitch is a hybrid. No one's ever thought about that analogy. Imagine your train's a hybrid and you see that light in the tunnel. And you pick up speed. The fuck? Oh, like when I used to run. And I'd be like, I'm gonna stop at that stop sign. But then I got to that stop sign, I'm like, nah, I feel pussy now. I'm gonna stop at the other stop sign. Yeah. And then after that stop sign, aggressive patience. What I said earlier, after that stop sign, I'm walking. And I'm good for the day. Cause I already got my limits and then pushed my limits. And so like, I accomplished, and then you feed your mind, you condition your mind. So then you're just like, what is this shit? You think I'm over a text? Motherfuckers pulled up. Motherfuckers trying to light me on fire. Motherfuckers shot. What are you talking about? Over a text? I dropped my location 3 times, pussy. Pull up. Get your fucking face beat in. I'm not even gonna shoot you, stab, none of that shit, bro. I'm gonna fucking harm you like a grown-ass man. Teach you something. Learn your little ass. I don't give a fuck about none of that. So you're gonna be pissed off now. I was just trying to have a good fucking vibe, but aggressive patience. You do something as long as you have to and not a second longer. When you walking home, as soon as you get home, you're not just walking around the house. You get in a fucking bed. You finally reached your destination. These are from the dirt analogies. I got it from the dirt. The fuck, I told you 8 cars in the crib, $1 million house. I got property of $1 million myself. Got the fucking, I got all that to prove it. I don't give a fuck, but this is now. That was then. My dad could have snapped his fucking fingers and fixed all my problems. No trap. Now we going to the studio, real studio, no apartment. None. He's like, no, you moved out. You 18. Like, no, figure this shit out. I figured it out. No one in my family even graduated high school before me, so you can definitely figure it out. My dad said you can either go to private high school and find a way to get to college, or we'll pay for college and you just go to public school. I said I'm gonna invest in myself and then double down on myself, and then just present myself, and got a scholarship. Not only for me, for 3 of my niggas. With me. Now he's a doctor. The guy I just mentioned in the wedding, yeah, that's him. Now he's making 300 some thousand a year. He wasn't even accepted to a college. That's the love I've shown since jump. Motherfucker used to sleep in my fucking house every Friday on purpose because we had to get him a ride to practice on Saturday. He would make sure he ate on Friday. He gonna try and kiss my girl's hand trying to be funny at the wedding. Stood up, mushed him in his face. Motherfucker, I'll beat your little ass right here. Stop fucking playing with me. I talk about you to her about my guys. And you gonna try and disrespect me the first time you meet her in public in front of everybody? Bro, I'll fuck you up in this restaurant and walk away, and she'll follow me and suck my dick in the car. Stop fucking playing with me. But anyways, back to the whole original reason why I stopped this shit before my tangent. If you built up like that, like think about it. If a stupid ass walk by you, you can tell when it's real or when it's fake. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna let that marinate.
Were outstanding in high school, and then outstanding as undergraduates, and then aced law school, and then did their articling perfectly, and then became associate, and then eventually entered the partner stream in a large law firm, and then became partners. And
spend a lot of time at the library.
Proportion of them wake up around 30, somewhere between 30 and 32, and notice their 65-hour days and the incredibly competitive environment that they happen to be in, and the fact that the demands of their career are only going to accelerate as they move forward. I mean, they're going to make a lot of money, but the demands on their time of their career are only going to accelerate as they.
I disagree with that. If you really are planning your moves out, like this barber nigga from the Joe Budden shit, this barber nigga owns 3 different lounges. Not just like barber shops. No, he has suites. So you can't come in there on some bullshit. You get security clearance, you get a VIP experience, and there's only 2 booths in the whole fucking suite. It's about you while you in there. Play your music, watch your TV show, get whatever haircut you want, because we know how to do all that shit. There's only 2 of us. We fucking the best 2 in the city. So we gonna, whatever your need is, we'll fulfill the need. Start about us when I said that shit, about the music shit. If you in Indianapolis, you in Chicago, you in the Midwest, you out East, Atlanta down south, you in New York, you out west in Fresno, you in Tennessee, whatever. There's a spot for you through me, helping with him. You understand? So like, he understood that. He's 30. Nigga makes $6 million a year cutting hair. Why? Because niggas at the best of their career, doesn't matter what career, the best gender is a millionaire. Why? Because he owns the fucking cleaning service. The best trash man, the Floods. If you go to Chicago, the Floods are rich here, but they from Chicago. Their grandparents just started picking up trash. All the brothers started picking up trash. Then they're like, oh, we'll pay you, we'll tip you. Oh, now it's a service. Oh, now it's a business. Now it's an empire. You can't go in Chicago without Flood. And I take pictures whenever I see it. I send it to Mr. Flood. Mr. Flood's the one that tapped me with the White Sox. Mr. Shirley has the barn in Pendleton that we used to work out in every Sunday. Like my success view, I have 2 professional brother athletes. One little brother that's a beast of IT and wrote his own book. Like, I'm not coming from no average viewpoint. I've seen success. I've had motherfucking Yankees call my fucking house phone talking about where's your brother at? Is he gonna? Like, I had the Yankees come to the fucking school I was in. I've had motherfuckers pull me out of class. I used to love when colleges would come recruit me. I would I'm not doing none of that homework. I don't have school tomorrow. I'm gonna just take these little interviews all day, and I'm gonna ask them all the questions. I know who I'm signing with. I already committed after the state game because they was the one that called me first. They're like, "Yo, you seen what you did? You basically won the game for them. You because I was named MVP, all that shit. I had 2 interceptions, all that shit. I balled the fuck out. And my coach was actually disappointed. He's like, you should have been playing like that the whole year. I led the whole country in interceptions. So I already was on top of something in the country. But he literally was like, you could have been doing this all year. But it's about your structure. They didn't believe in me until I started making those kind of plays. They believed in me as a sophomore. My first play in there, I got a turnover. Literally my first play. I wasn't even supposed to be in the game. They're like, Kirk, you ready? You ready? Right. And they're like, go. And he tried to pull me back. I was like, nope, I'm already out here. Yo, come out.
Wait, I'm talking about the other guy. Oh shit.
I'm out there. I was already out there. It was too late. And then I pulled him out, and I got back in very first play, got a fumble recovery. I saw the play breakout. I said, I'm gonna just anticipate this shit. I trusted my vision. That's why DB, they say trust your eyes. Like, trust your eyes. What you seeing what you think you seeing. Just go for it. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for that shit. Literally, next thing you know, fumble recovery brew. I'm like, and I felt one of these dudes trying to take it from me. I'm like, you on my, what are you doing? Like, now I realized, oh, they're gonna take a picture of that. Oh, bitches are gonna see that. Oh, there's a different layer to what I'm just having fun doing. Same thing with the music shit. Like, there's 2 layers to that shit. You wanna flaunt, you wanna boast, you wanna brag. You gonna get fucking robbed at your house after you go to the club, after you go to the Burger King, after you go to the gas station. They just gonna follow you.
And then if you talk about your ops on top of that too.
Now ops is different. Fuck a dead op. Fuck a op. Fuck a op. I want you to know how I feel. Fuck a op. I'm talking about the wolves you don't even know are out there, and then the wolves in sheep's clothing. If you got ops, bro, you better. What the fuck? If you got ops, you might just have haters that don't like you. Or you might just be hating on someone else. Them boys is hating them is not ops. What Babyface Ray say? Nah, them just haters. I'm not even like this nigga right here, bro. It'd be nothing. But I'm not even going. No, bro. Because think about that. If I get caught up in some shit, what I'm getting booked for is 25 to life. What I'm getting booked for takes a theory. It don't take no evidence. You understand? Like, so I'm gonna calm down, and I hope he calms down too. I told him I'm gonna pray on it. Like, I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope he leaves it at that, and then we can go our different ways. I'm still gonna record where he record. He's still gonna see me. You know what I'm saying? You understand? Because niggas think they're tough until they have to actually be tough. And grabbing that gun, grabbing that knife, whatever you want to grab ain't tough. That's fucking. You look nervous. Back to this.
They move forward and decide quite rapidly that that's maybe not what they want. And the reason for that is they also would like to have a life. They'd like to have a relationship that they could attend to, and they'd like to have children. And the simple truth of the matter is that it's very, very difficult to have a truly high-end career and have an important relationship and have children, especially if there are 2 of you trying to pursue that at the same time. It's very difficult. And it's difficult to have a high-end career, period. And it's also...
This is why it's man and woman. They're opposites. So I know my uncle in Chicago, he is the traditional woman role. He's like a housekeeper kind of thing. He already retired. Well, he's not no like housekeeper kind of thing, but like he retired early. He figured the shit out and just like lets his woman do his thing. Sees her when she gets off work. And then they make moves that way. But he don't just demand that she do all the shit he could do during the day. No, he pick up shit, does laundry, does the dishes, does all that. Because you don't have to check off all the 10 boxes 2 times. You check off the 10 boxes 1 time. 10 boxes, not 20 boxes. There's 10 boxes. But you want to feel special with your pink highlighter instead of my yellow highlighter. I have my own list. Okay, well, have your own house. Have your own life.
Like, what's his name did? Batman Kevin.
It's a bad example. He's a bad example. He cheated, then he tried to play it off. No, he's a bad example. But no.
I mean, that's the reality of it. But he did it. He talked a good game on that.
You need to stick to his business blogs. I'm not gonna tell him what to stick to. He can be versatile as he wants. He's older than me. I can learn from him type shit. I definitely can learn from him on the business side, but that shit, you know what I'm saying?
So difficult to have a fully functional family. Trying to combine those sorts of things
and that homemaking thing, that's just as valuable as you making, because the difference between you both making 6 figures and one of you guys making 6 figures, or you both making 50 opposed to one person making 6 figures, that's just a fucking $50,000 to $60,000 that's gonna sit in your account. You're not even gonna use it.
Yeah.
So you're sacrificing everything to not even enjoy it. My dad has this value in the present. You plan for the future. Tomorrow is more valuable than today, but you got to value today at the same time. Not saying today is 0.5. Today is 1. Tomorrow's 2, maybe 4, 5, 6. Depends on what you do with 1.
People who are, I mean, I've seen people do it, but man, they push themselves right to their limits, and they usually have limits that exceed the limits of typical people. So one of the things we could do, for example, to revive in the good mother archetype is to stop telling lies to young women about what their life is likely to be like. Because my experience has been, and you might think I'm old-fashioned, although I don't really think I am, by the way. I think I'm actually quite current, and I pay a lot of attention to what's going on around me. And my experience has been overwhelmingly that high caliber women decide in their 30s that relationship and family is the
It's a
most important
priority,
thing in their
yeah.
life. And I think the reason that the fact that major law firms, for example,
Because
have a
they
really
maybe reached
difficult
the
time
peak, or they
holding on
reached
to
the
their
peak and they realize they got to
high-performing
keep
women, even though
climbing,
they
or they
bend over
realize it wasn't
backwards
worth
to
it.
do that, is actually an indication of exactly that. And this notion that it's a glass ceiling in some sense that are stopping women from advancing up the corporate ladder, I believe to be truly erroneous as well as dangerous. And I don't think there's really any evidence to support that. Someone, Annette Adler says, I have also done better in a lot of things due to your kicks in the ass. Yeah, well, I mean, that's great, Annette. I'm thrilled to hear that. See, part of it, you see, the thing about disciplining someone, let's say, is that when you, and I see this very clearly when I'm talking to young people, is that I'm really on the side of the person that wants to do something positive with their life, to make their own life better, because I think that's where you should start. You should start by maximizing the quality of your own life. That's not a selfish thing, or if it is, it's the right kind of selfishness. And that you should figure out how to do that in a way that's of benefit to your friends and your family and your community. And you should take that deadly seriously. And the reason you should do that is because that just makes life better for everyone. And it reduces a fair bit of the misery that would otherwise be part and parcel of life, and it makes everything function smoothly. And one of the things I'm really curious about is what the world would be like if everybody decided to do that, because human beings are really remarkable creatures, and we hobble ourselves very badly with deception and resentment and revenge and the desire to make things worse and arrogance and all those sins, let's say, that make us deviate from our true path. And our true path should be something like, imagine the noblest aim that you can conceptualize and then sacrifice your life to attempting to attain it. And there's nothing in that that isn't good for everyone. And so apart from the fact that it requires a lot of responsibility, I just can't see why everyone wouldn't do that. And when I'm talking to young people and, shaking my finger and saying, grow the hell up and get mature and take on some responsibility, I'm not saying that because I'm an enemy of the person. I'm saying it because I'm the best friend of the part of them that would really like to walk in light. And it's an invitation to walk in the light. And it would be remarkable. This is what we need to do, as far as I'm concerned.
Me to you, it's like I come back to the city from Chicago once a week, twice a week, shine the light. Then it burns out. I gotta go back to Indianapolis. I gotta go back to Chicago. But then it's like when I have periodic hiatuses from Chicago, or not permanent, but like temporary placements in Indianapolis, it's like if my shit is out, then we just walking in the dark. Why is that? Like, that's what I just thought of.
Like money wise,
No, it's just like when I get paid or when I have success, it's an expectation for me to distribute. But I can't even ask because they've already distributed amongst themselves or themselves. To why I can't even ask because it's already gone. Why is that?
From off jump, from what you're telling me, it seems like my perspective or the other person's perspective. It's like,
just speak for you personally.
Okay, for me personally, I haven't been as invested these last couple months for right now. It was generally because of just past dealings and just like understanding, like not really understanding, just going through like, damn, like I really did lose my job for it, or damn, like we're really out here still hustling, still trying to get it. And now I'm seeing the process that is so organic, so it almost blends in with real life. So you have to really put in the effort, the right mind frame, positive attitude, and you got to put up the workload to actually see it become a success. Before then, it was like just because I'm already easily trusting person, but it's just a couple things for like just to make me doubt the process, where it's just like not to the degree of like I'm not fucking with you no more, but it's just like this is a serious thing.
But see, I would rather you just cut it off and kill it than just play the role and then not invest, not commit, none of that shit.
I understand that too.
And so it's like, but it's
like
but
my
why?
last boss said the same thing. Don't come to me lukewarm. Either you're hot or you're cold, but
And so
we could deal with that.
and
But
so,
my thing,
but you, it's like, why would you go? I'm not gonna say names, but it's like you go spend your time, prioritize other ambitions over somebody something that you supposedly committed to.
I can see where that.
You know that frustrated as like another dude to a dude. It's like, bro, that shit you playing.
On the other side, yeah, that would piss me off too. Man.
Imagine if you went to the casino. No, imagine if your bitch gave you $10 and you went to the casino and you got $100 every time you went back from the casino. So she gave you another $10, but not even $10. She gave you $50. But instead of going to the casino for $50 with $50 to get $500, you went to the dice game and you fucked it off every single time. Why do you keep going to the dice game? Why don't you just go to the casino where you know you're gonna make the money?
Right, I can see that logic now. Well,
would she keep giving you the money? Like, would she be wrong if she was like, nah, this is not working out?
A blind person probably be like, I don't see it. Well, I mean, even a blind person would see that that's faulty. But yeah, man, like just speaking for me, man, like I can see with that conflict between the mission, because you're someone who has delegated a lot of responsibility, and someone who's like in that key role. You gotta be present for a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna be right back. So we're not going nowhere, but we're gonna be right back. I gotta charge this shit up in your car, and we gotta go to what's the name? Bar. Yeah. Don't lose that train of thought. Can you hop out the hotspot? That shit draining my battery. Oh my god. Passing the blunts, drinking the hand, time that we spend, I'm in the stove, trying to come up with hits, how does she know how much I love? I always tell her, it's the label her, and then the click. Passing the blunts, drinking the hand, time that we spend, I'm in the stove, trying to come up with hits. It's the label her, and then the click. Yeah, trying to come up with his. How does she know how much I love her? Real quick transition, this should work. Can you turn the car on before I do this shit? Passing the blunts, drinking the hand. All right, here we go. Quick. Wrong side. You gotta put the USB in. This should be the wrong side. Yeah. All right, back to this shit though.
Not only in the West, but in the world at large, but maybe in the West first, is we have to consciously decide that we're going to do everything we can as individuals to walk in the light and to regard that as a noble and heroic endeavor and to make that first and foremost in our lives. And that's what we should be educating young people to do. And they can do that. And so I have dozens of people writing to me and talking to me all the time who are saying the same thing. They're saying, look, I've really been trying to get my act together over the last 6 months. I've been trying not to lie.
Golf season.
Which is slightly different than trying to tell the truth, right? It's a more humble goal to not lie, because you can tell when you're lying, but you can't necessarily tell when you're telling the truth. And I've been coming up with a plan, and I've been trying to discipline myself, and I've been cleaning up my room, which is like a nice humble act that involves transforming chaos into order. And they write and say, God, things are just working out way better for me. It's like, whoa, do it, man. That's just, you keep that up for 15 years and you'll be unbeatable. And that's what we should be convincing young people to be, is to be unbeatable. And not because that's what they should do or because they're bad if they don't, but because there's nothing
Y'all keep
better
playing
you
with me.
can
I'm gonna get that
possibly
Wayne
do
skill.
with your limited
Doing it for 30 years,
and,
so I can just go make a song on the fly. Stop playing
and
with me.
suffering bound life than to aim high and
120 hours a day.
sacrifice yourself to the attainment of those goals. So
50 some
that's,
weeks. 6,000-7,000
being a
hours.
highly
You're
creative
supposed to have
woman, I
10,000
find
hours in
myself
your
fearful
craft. I
that
had
having kids will
6,000
be
hours in my
spiritual
year.
suicide, hindering my endeavors. But I also don't want to have an unfulfilled life. Can I have a full life without kids? I suspect you can, although it's risky, Maddie, because it's really important for people to have kids. Because the thing is that you get older than 40, and our culture is kind of dopey in that regards. It's underdeveloped. We live as if we only exist when we're young, and we don't. It's like, what are you going to do from the ages of, say, 45 to 90 or 95? You need a family around you. You need to see your children grow. You need to have grandchildren. It's a major part. Maybe you said, being a highly creative woman, I find myself fearful that having kids will be spiritual suicide. Well, that's the part of your question that I would really address, because I would say, well, don't let them be spiritual suicide. You know, it may be that there's a certain amount of time that you need to take away from the kids, and this is the case for parents in general, so that you can pursue your own creative endeavors. Children do not have to devour your life. In fact, if you let them devour your life, then you'll hate them and you mistreat them. And so what you want to do is to set yourself up so that you can have children and have a life. And that's better for the children and it's better for you. Like, children can be taught, encouraged to spend a fair bit of time, not when they're infants, obviously, but to spend a fair bit of time amusing themselves. That's especially the case if you have more than one child, because they'll mutually amuse one another. It's actually easier in some ways to have more than one child, because with one child constantly amusing the child, but with 2 or 3, then they're off in their little, club, especially if you can stop them from developing sibling rivalry that's too intense, and they can monitor themselves. So the trick is, if you're a highly creative woman, is be disagreeable enough so that you can carve yourself out your own space, so that you don't come to resent your children. And you're afraid of that. You're afraid that it looks like you're afraid if you give yourself to children, there'll be nothing left for you. And that can happen if you have children who have terrible health problems, for example, but you can't protect yourself against those eventualities in life anyways. But I would say your best bet is to be a more selfish mother. And believe me, I've had more clients who were ruined by mothers who were too unselfish than I've had clients who were ruined by mothers who were too selfish. So you need to be there when the kids need you, but you shouldn't be there any more than is necessary. So Adam Watts says, I feared having kids for the same reason. I'm a full-time pro artist. You make your own normal, said my therapist. JP is speaking the truth. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Don't be thinking that you can't organize your life when you have children. The thing about modern people is that they're terrified of children. And it's because they regard children as if they're miniature tyrants. They can be, of course, because anyone will tyrannize over you if you allow them to. Perhaps not anyone, but virtually anyone. Why not regulate your children's behavior? I wrote a chapter in my new book called Don't Let Your Children Do Anything That Makes You Dislike Them. And that's like really serious advice. It's like, if you allow your children to conduct themselves around you in a manner that makes you dislike them, if you're being honest, if you're paying attention to the shadows of yourself can be aggressive and destructive, then if you allow your children to do things that make you dislike them, then having children is going to mess up your life. But you don't have to do that. You actually have a tremendous amount of control over the quality of your relationship with your children, and also the manner in which you choose to disperse your time. And I mean, if you're willing to think it through and be clear, you can be in charge of your household. The children don't have to be in charge. And it's not good for them to be in charge anyways. So people are afraid of children, and it's too bad, because children are absolutely wonderful. I mean, you have to be careful with them, and they get tired and they get hungry and they get hot, and they don't have an attention span that's as long as an adult who has a long attention span. But they're great company, and they're unbelievably comical, and they love you, and like they give back far more than they take if you have an ounce of sense when you're dealing with them. So yeah, so don't be afraid of children, man. you're the adult, for God's sake. You've got the upper hand, and if you have a partner you can rely on, well then, you can both decide how it is that you're going to run your household so that you're actually thrilled to death that you have kids and that you have a life.
Hit the LinkedIn Bengi C notes, and then get in tune with the next couple of videos. You know what I'm saying? Cowboy Chris, Bengi C notes.
Yeah.
That way.
There we out.